Okay, here we go. Hi. Wow, it's the opposite of Sean, you know.
Why?
Sean, he says. Okay, this is Life is the cast. I just thought it'd be really great to get some footage of all the boys talking about their experiences instead of just me and Thomas going on and on about
We don't mind that.
You don't?
We don't mind that.
Okay, so the first simple question, give us a bit of a backstory. Sorry, this is our lead character, Kevin, for Life is the Musical. So it'd be cool to hear a bit of your backstory, your relationship with music, how did you join KLMC?
True story or fabricated story?
I think it'd be nice if it was true.
No.
But don't say anything you don't want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, like your background a little bit.
Musically, I have always been a bathroom singer. And then I think the only musical thing that I got exposed to was in high school. I joined the marching band,
What did you play?
euphonium, baritone.
Wow.
So that's how I learned to read music.
Why have you never brought a euphonium here and show us? We can be the only choir with a euphonium. Okay.
And then I went to Korea to study, and I got exposed to K-pop. So that's when I started. So that's when music, I was listening to more slower songs, and when it comes to K-pop, I started to listen to faster songs.
Wow. How long were you there? How long were you there?
6 years.
That's pretty cool. How did you discover KLMC or?
Social media.
That's great. I'm glad it works. Social media. Okay. We started talking about Life is last year in June. What were your initial thoughts? What was it like then, leading up to the event, to the show, and your aftermath? Thoughts after the production. For you, it would be quite a different journey to everyone else.
Yes, because that was my first ever experience in a musical. So when we started out in June, we had an audition. Pretty much, I thought performing a musical on stage would be more or less the same as the audition or what we did in the first half of the year, singing. However, as we grew closer to the D-Day and when we were rehearsing, it became more and more overwhelming that with all the dances and the acting and the lines, and the songs weren't easy as well. So
Yeah, they were not.
it was a lot to take in.
You never complained. Yeah.
I never complained in front of you.
That's true. That's true. So, what was it like? I think, especially getting to the actual show days for you.
To be honest, I cried the day before.
Out of touch, or you're scared, or
because the final rehearsal before D-Day, all the comments were targeted towards me.
On Thursday night?
Yeah, on Thursday night, it was about, oh, Kevin, this part is not good, that part is not good. It was, yeah. So Thursday night was really, really painful. But I came into Friday really scared, to be honest, because of how Thursday went. But I think it was when the actual audiences were there that it helped to actually bring me into what I was supposed to do.
Yeah. And now that it's over, how did it feel for you? Because other boys and you would feel quite differently. Were you ahead like?
To be honest, I had quite a bit of regrets here and there. So if we were to given a chance to do it again, definitely there were things that I would want to change.
Like what? And that's actually my next question. Is there something you wish you could have changed? Both, it can be negative or positive.
singing, I had wished that how to say, in terms of singing, I had wished that I would have sound better.
Oh, for which song?
Huh?
For which song?
For La Fine, yeah.
You mean the ending, or you mean
The towel, the bukake.
You don't like that?
It could have been better.
You are greedy. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We set the bar. This is where you need to go in. No, I want there. I was like, yay.
Because there were a lot of things that I wanted to do with the song, but I couldn't do it. And also, it was because.
Do you know why you couldn't?
It may sound like an excuse,
Okay.
but I was falling sick at that time.
I think we all were.
Yeah, October and November, it was influenza
Yeah.
season. So
Poor guy our friend had 2 steroid injections. Oh my god. Yeah, we were very sick. Okay.
So there were a lot of things that I had to play safe. So I hoped if
Well, thank you for playing safe. We have some friends that didn't. And I did not like that. Yeah. I thought you did brilliantly. Your role was so big. You know, I know we made it easier already. Like you only had one big song at the beginning, and you only had to really nail it again at your story.
the final scene.
Yeah, so it wasn't like you were singing non-stop throughout the musical. But the words, so much dialogue, so many lyrics, and holding that energy from beginning to end was, yeah. I could be wrong, and I could be biased, but I always think that you fall into the category of a real actor. Because this week, I've watched 2 of my students perform in Garden School and BSKL, and I saw so many kids, and you see, I think 1 out of 20 belong on that stage, and the others really don't. And I never had that real problem with you, because I think you're a character in real life already. You know, but that's the thing. It actually, the audience can smell it. Someone that's just doing this, but she's not. It doesn't connect. It doesn't connect. Or they're not even trying to tell the joke. They're not even trying to get a laugh or a smile from the audience. There's just a disconnect. But you never had that problem. Yeah.
I think it's thanks to me being an overthinker.
Wow. Yeah. And your scene with the boyfriend, that huge chunk, every time you made it work. You really did.
I tried.
Yeah. I know you tried. But, I never thought of what happened if that had failed. And it would have been terrible. Because everything after that doesn't matter. This relationship doesn't matter. But you made it matter with 2 different actors. and they're both very different. But it always worked. I mean, CJ cried every show. It wasn't like, after that doesn't work. You know, it's like, it really did. And I think it meant a lot. That was great. I don't want to take too much time. So the last question is there something you would like to say to your younger self, or to someone else that is out there watching that might be similar to you, or you might really vibe with?
I think when I was younger, I would have never considered singing as a serious thing. You know, there has to always be a backup, for a more stable plan.
Okay.
To be frank, but after this experience, I would say I would want to tell my younger self, why not give it a try?
Wow. Okay.
It might have worked. Might have worked. Who knows?
He's one of the only people that has said immediately yes to Life is the Next One 2.0 2026. So
Otherwise, how?
Otherwise, how? I also don't know. I think Kong said no. I'm like, I have to find more money to make him say yes. Oh, or give the doctor to someone else. Okay. Thank you very much, Kevin.
Okay.